I need that. Man, I wouldn't mind having Obama covers. I don't know what that would do. You know, revolution. They said it won't be televised, but I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. If it won't be televised, if it needs to be televised, if it don't need to be televised, so that it'll actually happen. I battle with that to see what the best move is. You know, next move has to be the best move, and it'll all be smooth. Hey, I talk that one, but good topic and it's layered, it's complex, but for student athletes, and this is based off of research, um, personal observation, and it's serious because it's actually the root. It's a byproduct of the root of most problems that student athletes encounter. And it's back to a question: how do you handle stress? That's a really good question. How do you handle stress? There's a bunch of ways to handle stress, and you usually learn how to handle stress from families, your own family, maybe some systems that you're a part of. The family is typically the first system that you are, introduced to. So that's the question. How do you handle stress? Student athletes out there, how do you handle your stress? Now I know some people meditate. Some people like to read. Some people like to go for a run. Some people lift weights. Some people like to write, you know, books, poetry. Some people probably nowadays go online. Some people like doing research. You know, kind of go back to reading, but reading and research is definitely two different things. Excuse me. Really learned that from Stanford. But what else do people like to do? Create. Some people listen to music. Some people create music. Some folks create. You know what I mean? There's a million ways, right? But the key is the way or the method that you utilize to reduce stress or alleviate stress. Um, is it productive or counterproductive? You know, people have all kinds of maladjusted behaviors, and those are behaviors that might be a short term quick fix, but long run is devastating to you. You know, you can read articles. I mean, you can go to a college campus and you could watch movies. You can watch movies on it, right? I mean, it's no secret that college kids experiment and use alcohol and drugs, all kinds, right? And I know that's a form. That's what there's definitely a percentage of college kids. I don't know the exact number, so I'd be willing to do research on that specific subject. But I do know that it happens. I observed it, and I'm sure most people who go to college observe it. And when it becomes a problem, is when those things get in the way of your overall function in day-to-day living. And I've seen it. You know, I played with some guys, man, that still going, that you know, drank or smoked their way out of a scholarship. That's sad to see. That's sad to see. But without digging into it, because I was not, their counselor back then, you know. But standing today, I wish I could have worked with some of the players, that really just threw it all away. And the habits you pick up in college or before lead to adult life. You know, you have to be very, very strategic. You have to be very smart about it. So how do you handle stress? You know, now, I create intervention programs. I like to read. I meditate. You know what I'm saying? Head to the gym. I write. I really like music has always been a stress reliever for me. Listen, I'm a rapper, you know. Contrary to the belief. You know, I'm black or whatever, but African American beliefs is not specific. But you gotta figure that way out. So more alternatives. This is especially more for the young boys, young student athletes. Find something that's positive, man, you know. Go create something that will help you in the future. Literally. You know. Try that if you can. That's a big question. And believe it or not, there's people in this world that really don't know how to handle stress. And that usually leads to their demise, man. It's sad, man. It's sad to see. Sad to see. You know. You gotta be cool though. Have to be cool. All you football players, you wanna use a metaphor, use this one. When the pressure gets there, and you know it's coming. You know the pressure is coming. Act like Joe Montana. Be cool in the pocket. You know the blitz is coming. You know it's coming. You see it coming. You knew before you snapped the ball. The blitz is coming. But you got a pass to deliver that could potentially be the game-winning touchdown. You're scared to run. Do you really have faith? Sit in there. Stand in there. Take that hit. You know, but get rid of the ball first. And make that throw that you need to make. Make that throw that you need to make. You know. Those are the great quarterbacks. Those are the great quarterbacks. That's pressure. That's stress. It's a stressful situation right there. Before I get out of here, I'll give you one quick one that I know. You know, I was never a quarterback outside of playground type stuff, but a D lineman taking on a double team, and I know you might get nervous. That could be a stressful situation. You got 200-300 pound people on you. I mean, what will you do? But if you stick to the technique, you get lower. If you stick to the technique, you can split it. You fight one man, half a man, instead of fighting two. Split it. Until you get the confidence to do that, you fall under pressure. But, you know, think about that. Scrimmage line mentor and consultant. How about it?